Tonight, when you turn off the light, something ancient is going to happen to you. Not a disease, not a disorder, not a malfunction. Something that has been happening to human beings for 300,000 years, every single night, without exception. And somewhere in the last 100 years, we decided it was a problem. You wake up in the middle of the night, maybe at 2 a.m., maybe at 3. The house is dark and quiet and your body is completely, inexplicably awake. Your mind is calm, not anxious, not alarmed, just awake, present, alert in a way that feels different from daytime alertness. And you lie there, waiting for something to go wrong, because everything you've ever been told says that waking up in the middle of the night means something is wrong with you. It doesn't. Your body is doing something it was designed to do, something it has always done, something that modern life quietly erased without telling you. Here is what actually happened. For the vast majority of human history, there was no artificial light. When the sun went down, the world went dark, not dim, not lit by screens and streetlights and the glow of cities. Dark in a way most humans alive today have never experienced. A darkness so complete that your ancestors genuinely could not see their own hands in front of their faces. And then, somewhere between 400,000 and 1 million years ago, something changed everything. Fire, not just warmth, not just cooked food, fire fundamentally restructured the human brain and with it, the entire architecture of human sleep. Researcher Polly Wiesner at the University of Utah spent years studying the Yuhuansi Bushmen of southern Africa, one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth, recording what people actually did around campfires at night. What she found was extraordinary. Daytime conversation among hunter-gatherers was overwhelmingly practical, logistics, food, tasks. But nighttime firelight conversation was almost entirely different. Stories, histories, speculation about other minds, laughter, the sharing of knowledge across generations. Wiesner argued that firelight didn't just illuminate the darkness, it created a protected social space that extended the active human day by several hours, and in doing so, it gave language, culture, and collective memory the environment they needed to flourish. Your brain didn't just evolve near fire, it evolved because of fire. But here is the part that directly explains why you wake up at 3 a.m. Before electric light, before gas lamps, before even the widespread use of candles, the human sleep cycle was fundamentally different from what we consider normal today. Historian Roger Ekirch spent 16 years researching sleep practices in pre-industrial societies, combing through diaries, court records, medical texts, and literature from across centuries and cultures. What he found shattered the assumption that sleeping through the night in one solid 8-hour block was ever natural. It wasn't. Pre-industrial humans almost universally slept in two distinct phases. Ekirch called them first sleep and second sleep. First sleep began shortly after dark, around 9 or 10 p.m., and lasted 3 to 4 hours. Then people woke up. Not by accident, not from a disorder. They woke up as a matter of course, for an hour or two, in what many historical sources simply referred to as the watch. During the watch, people did things. They prayed. They had sex. They talked quietly with their partners. They thought through problems, interpreted dreams, visited neighbors. Medieval medical texts recommended the watch as the best time for conception. Robert Louis Stevenson wrote about it. Charles Dickens described it. It was not insomnia. It was simply the middle part of the night. Then they returned to sleep for a second sleep of another 3 to 4 hours before dawn. This was the natural human sleep architecture for hundreds of thousands of years. And then the light bulb arrived. In 1879, Thomas Edison filed his patent for a practical incandescent light bulb. Within decades, artificial light had colonized the night. The incentive to stay awake longer and sleep in one consolidated block became economic. Factories ran on shifts, productivity was measured in hours, and the idea of lying awake in the middle of the night for an hour doing nothing started to look like waste. The two-phase sleep cycle didn't disappear because it was unhealthy. It disappeared because it was inconvenient. Sleep researcher Thomas Wehr at the National Institute of Mental Health ran a remarkable experiment in 1992. He took a group of healthy adults and removed all artificial light, giving them 14 hours of darkness every day for a month, roughly mimicking pre-industrial conditions. Within weeks, every single participant shifted naturally into biphasic sleep. First sleep, a period of quiet wakefulness. Second sleep, without being told to, without any guidance. The ancient rhythm reasserted itself the moment the artificial light was removed. Wehr found that during the watch, that middle-of-the-night waking period, the brain produced elevated levels of prolactin, not the prolactin of stress or anxiety, a calm, deeply restful prolactin, similar to what the body produces during meditation. The watch wasn't a problem to be solved. It was a state the brain actively sought. So what does this mean for you lying awake at 3 a.m.? It means your body is not malfunctioning. It is remembering. The rhythm that feels wrong, the middle-of-the-night waking that sends you to your phone to search for insomnia cures, is not a symptom of a broken sleep system. It is the most natural expression of the sleep system you inherited from every human who came before you. The problem is not your body. The problem is the light. Researcher Kenneth Wright at the University of Colorado ran a study in 2013 that found just 1 week of camping, sleeping under natural light with no artificial illumination, reset participants' circadian clocks by an average of 2 hours. Their bodies began producing melatonin earlier. They fell asleep earlier. They woke feeling more rested. Not because they had done anything special, simply because their brains had been given the light conditions they were built to operate in. Your circadian rhythm is not calibrated to a 2026 bedroom with a glowing phone on the nightstand and light pollution bleeding through the curtains. It is calibrated to fire, to the slow dimming of embers, to a darkness that told the brain the day was truly over and the ancient rhythm could begin. The 8-hour uninterrupted sleep block is not what evolution designed. It is what electricity demanded. And your body, 300,000 years old, running software that has barely changed since your ancestors sat around fires on the African savanna, is still running the old program. Still waking up in the dark. Still seeking the watch. Still doing exactly what it was built to do. You were not given a broken sleep system. You were given an ancient one. And the next time you wake at 3 a.m., calm and inexplicably present in the dark, you are not failing at sleep. You are remembering what sleep was always supposed to be.